I'm Amberly Snyder, Ride Fearless.
My name is Riley Duval, and I ride Fearless.
Hi, I'm Kelly Timmerman, and I ride Fearless.
My name is Stetson Jorgensen, and I ride Fearless.
My name's Latrice Duke, and I ride Fearless.
I'm Hayes Way, and I ride Fearless.
My name is Dusty Lynn Hall, and I ride Fearless.
My name's Cole Bates, and I fight Fearless.
I'm Floyd J. Smith. I ride Fearless. Always have and always will.
Welcome to the Ride Fearless Show. I am your show host, Sydney Blanchard, and you are watching Ride Fearless with NFR qualifiers Katelyn Scott and Jana Bean. This may be Katelyn's first NFR qualification, but her grit and determination shows what a fierce competitor she is. However, her success did not come without tribulations, many of which three-time NFR qualifier Jana Bean helped her navigate through. Let's find out what it takes to qualify for the NFR from Jana Bean and Katelyn Scott. Anyways, Katelyn, we all have seen you on the bubble multiple years now in your pursuit to making the NFR. You finally qualified. What do you feel like the difference was between this year qualifying through versus the years that you were on the bubble?
So, honestly, 2018 was the closest I was in the 20s, but as Jana and I have said, I was rodeoing for the second 15 just to get into the winter rodeos, and that bubble is just as hard as the first 15. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
We call it the second bubble between she and I.
Yes, the second
bubble. I've never heard of that. The second bubble. But that's true. I mean, I'm not very good at math, but I've never even added that up where it's a second 15.
Yes.
I'm just always like the winter run.
Yes, I just wanted to get into the winter rodeos. Even last year, I just wanted to get into the winter rodeos, so I was like top 30. I did not make it into all the winter rodeos. I think I ended up 34th. I was the first person that could enter the Uvalde qualifier, and I went down there with Jana, but I was in a good mood about going, but I was like, I didn't even meet my goal of getting into the winter rodeos. Like, I'm having to go to the qualifier. It turned out to be the biggest blessing, because without that money, I don't think I would have been able to be in the top 5 to go to Calgary for 2025. So I had to say, Lord, I'm sorry. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Way before I did.
Yeah. And was that a hard decision for you? Because I have another friend that is right now struggling, depending on how many of the steer wrestlers might, not enter. They end up going to San Antonio through another standings or something with them. Like, he's on the bubble there. So, but he says, if I enter Uvalde, then I take myself out of being able to be an alternate for San Antonio. Did you have that struggle?
Actually, I didn't. No, because I do think I would have got in, but no, I knew if I wanted, at the time, if I knew I wanted to go, I had to go to Uvalde. I didn't even think about that. Now, thinking back, so maybe I thought about it different, but I wasn't supposed to, because I know that I was, supposed to go to Uvalde to give myself the shot to go to Calgary.
So it sounds like you use a lot of intuition when guiding your goals and your path.
Yeah, I really try to pray about things before I do things. Jana's been my mentor since 2018. She taught me how to enter, and she still helps me. So yeah, I have great people in my corner, and then I always I pray about, I pray for peace a lot. And if I have peace, then I usually know, what I'm supposed to do.
No matter what the outcome, you have peace.
Oh,
because
yes.
You prayed about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love
good
that.
or bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say I just want to be level, not ride the highs and lows, which I do, but it's hard just being this is when you're I've been times I'll say for Tucson in 2023 I prayed about going because I didn't get in, but I got a call in, so I entered, but then didn't make it in. They called me, and I just remember praying about it and being what do you think, Lord? And this is just a defined moment. It was, you can go. I'm not saying it's going to be a good experience for you. I did not do good, but the whole trip was just this amazing experience. Did anything happen or that was, like out of the normal? No, but it was just this like certain piece of just going. And so I really try to take it before the Lord. Don't always. And sometimes I don't listen, like Uvalde, and I grumble and ask for forgiveness later.
What I enjoy about the story that you just told is that it's not always about winning or our performance or how we do after we run. Sometimes it's more about the people you might touch, or that you're just in the right place at the right time. It's where God wants you to be. And I think that's when we feel that type of peace come over us. Yeah.
Yes.
So Jana's been to the NFR 3 times. How much has she helped you achieve your goals to this point? Because you guys haul together a lot.
I just cry now. I used to not even know I cried, now I just cry all the time. Yeah, I'd say I have great people that almost believe in myself more than I believe in me. I think that's really important. I believe that's what great coaches are the people that see potential and are able to push you, but then also let you be you. Because there was a time that I didn't go as much, and I had to, develop into what I knew I needed to do. But every time I had a good horse under me, she's the one that's like, interrupt, let's do it, it's time. And yeah, I wouldn't be where I am without her.
What did that? Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, because it's funny that you said that, because I was talking to Laura Lee Ward, and we were talking about how successful people want to help other people that are putting the work in. Like, they see it, not just talent though, but like somebody who truly wants it. Is that something that you experienced within your...
Oh yes, most definitely. She's more like my family. Always has been. She said that we started hauling in 2018, and we did, but I've known her since she was a tiny little girl. We grew up probably not 30 miles from each other, and I knew her whole family, and I've known her forever, and I've watched her from the time she was the little kid at the junior rodeos through high school and college, and then at the pro level, and I've just seen her develop not only into the competitor and the winner that she is, but she's just as much of a winner in her heart and in life, and in her relationship with the Lord, and with her people and with her family. If y'all just had time to hear the whole story of Katelyn Scott, you would be very amazed, because she's beautiful inside and out, and she has become much more than just an NFR qualifier in my heart and in my mind. She's somebody that I respect and I look up to, and I'm thankful for, and she's so much fun to go with, and we have so much fun together that she kind of keeps me young and keeps me wanting to be out here. I'm telling you, when I went out with her for the last week, I was like, wow, I felt like I was 10 years ago when I was going, and I was like, this is fun. It was fun to feel that competitiveness again, and for her to allow me to have that chance to be able to be out there with her. And unfortunately for her husband, Cody, I was the first person that got to hug her neck when she found out she made the NFR. So that was very special for me, and probably for her as well. But just, riding that bubble, they always called me the bubble queen, because that's where I seemed to land, was on the bubble every year.
Like we fought over that crown a few times. Sure, we hit the bubble.
But no, it was just really fun to get to experience that with her, and to have started our journey together, or for her to have started her journey with me through the rodeos and stuff, and then for me to actually be with her the day she accomplished her goal, was not just happenstance. It was a God thing, and God truly blessed us. And
I don't really believe in coincidences. I believe in God instances. That's
definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What did that last week look like specifically for you guys?
I had a lot of peace. I don't know. Just my sisters suggested we do a fast starting at the beginning of September, and I just had this amount of peace of it. It didn't matter if I was going to be in the inside or the outside. It was just about finishing the journey. And, you know, it was amazing because I was winning. But like I said, just it was so much fun, and it was so fun. That last week was amazing, and then we both went out to California and placed at almost every rodeo. Yeah. And Jana got to be in entertainment one time, and that just set the stage.
Happy to be the entertainment all the time. If I can break the ice so people can smile and have
What
fun.
happened?
Did we just tell them?
Well, it is quite comical, and it is something that, you know, humble brings a lot of growth in people, right? So everybody knows my yellow horse, White Earp, he's been an outlaw his whole career, basically.
You named him.
Yes, I did. I will never do
yourself.
that again. But so I did name him White Earp, and he's actually named after my mother, who passed away about 2 weeks before he was born. And there's a long story behind him, but now that I've named him an outlaw, I won't ever do that again. But anyhow, so he's been a challenge, very much a challenge. And so he's grown up a lot this year, and he's actually qualified me for where we're at, but he's still, you know, you never know what he might do. And so we get to Bakersfield, and we go up to look at the arena, and we're both sure who we were going to ride when we got there. It was kind of funny because we had 2 yellow horses and 2 bay horses, because I had Chick back in the trailer. And it was funny because where we were riding the bay horses, we rode those at the same time. We rode the yellows at the same time.
And the 2 bays run left.
And the 2 yellows run right. It was really kind of funny. So we walked up to the arena to look at Bakersfield, because neither one of us had ever been there. And we were like, oh, there's some walls there. And, you know, Chick doesn't really love to run in walls either. And so we look at it, and we talk to the judges, and they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be a standard. And we're like, wow, it's going to be close to the fences. And so we kind of walk away, and we're scratching our heads thinking, maybe we should ride the other horses. But we really didn't change our minds. We had a game plan. We decided we were going to stick with it. We go to the trailer, and then we come back to go pay our fees and get some food, and right when the rodeo was starting, and we look out there, and we're like, oh my Lord, we have made the wrong choice on horses, because the barrels were literally on the fences. And so we're kind of laughing back and forth about what we were thinking when we made our choice. And then we looked, and there was like 4 stakes.
4 stakes.
Large stakes. They look like pole stakes straight in front of you in the alley. Like the right barrel is here, and they were between the second and the third barrel when you go left. And so we didn't think anything of it, really, or I didn't, because I was riding a 15-year-old horse. I mean, I was not worried at all about it, especially with Chick. I was just thinking I could get by the second barrel. That's all I was thinking. And Katie even said, can I ride White Earp? And I thought, well, you go ahead if you want to, but I'm not going to. But if you want to ride him, I'll get him ready. And I said, because either one of my horses are here for you. And she said, well, I guess I'll stick with Twiz. And I said, okay, I'm going to stick with Chick. So we get our horses warmed up. We're happy with our choices. And we're in the second drag. And we can hear there's some people struggling out there in the pattern. I mean, there's some no times. There's some horses that are winning rodeos that come out and they're running like long times. And one of the girls that literally was winning probably 2 or 3 rodeos that week, she come out and she goes, I don't know what's going on out there, but my horse didn't see a barrel. Yeah. And I looked at Katie. I was holding Chick on the ground, and she was sitting on Twiz, and I looked at her and I said, there's something to be said for you riding the veteran. I said, I can't tell you how happy I am to be on Chick tonight and not White Earp. And we kind of both agreed with that statement. This humility is great. And so then the drag comes back, and then they start announcing the girl before Katie. Katie was second on the drag. I was third. And the girl in front of us, I don't know if she had a no time or not, but it was long. Yeah, okay, she had a no timer horse ducked. And then Katie goes in. Well, actually, they start calling Katie's name when that girl, right?
Yeah, they
had our names mixed up, and they start calling Katie, and she's looking at me, and she's like, are we out of order? And I said, no, you're fine. They'll get it straight. And so they're really building her up. She's trying to make her first time in FR. You know, we really got to cheer her on. She's doing great. She's winning all these rodeos. and goes out there and she just smokes a run, but she was real worried about getting hers by the third. I was worried about getting by the second. And I mean, I'm watching from the back because I mean, like, I'm all about it for her. I didn't really care what was happening to me, clearly. And so she's running, and I mean, her horse just like takes off running to the third barrel. And I don't mean like a little bit. I mean, like, he darts off. And I was like, yeah, go ahead. And I mean, she smokes her third and runs out, and they're like, new leader. I don't even know what her time was. Didn't matter. She's winning the rodeo. And I'm like, yes, she's doing so good. And I'm like, okay, chick. And a little side note, my husband had been really coaching on us. He's like, you know, it's good for you to be like Jana a lot, Katie, but don't wait till the end to try to make the NFR. Do not be like her on that. And y'all, if y'all can do what you do at the end of the year, you can do it all the time. So ride better, ride harder, whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to ride harder. I'm going to and I'm on Chick. So I'm like, all right, Chick, we got this. I send him in there, and he smokes his first. He runs across the pen. He smokes his second. And I'm just having my own little victory party because I'm thinking, this is great. I got him by the second. Now I just got to get him by the third. And I mean, like, I was up and riding him, and he's like running wide open, and he sees a stake, and he turns the stake.
What?
It's my 15-year-old veteran that I was riding.
Never run a no time.
That has never gotten a no time. He turns it, and I am like hung out to dry.
Did you stay
I am
on?
on his neck, and I'm like hanging on. And what the hell are you doing, chick? Like, why are you doing that? And I think he's like, why aren't you with me? Like, we gotta go. And his ears are like looking back at me, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna fall off. Thankfully, he like gets back under me, and we get lined out, and we like stop at the back fence, and there's two kids there, and they're like, oh my gosh. And I was like, yeah, I don't really know what just happened, but I was happy to not hit the ground. And the announcer was like really building me up and saying that she was with me and trying to, you know, we were trying to accomplish something with our run this week, and I looked like Ned Gump out there. And you know, it just goes to show you that it can happen to anybody, anytime, anywhere, on any horse, because Chick has never done anything besides make the pattern. If he's ever done anything wrong, it's trying to win too much, and he'll hit a barrel, or he gets too aggressive, but it's certainly not get a no time. But he did literally try to turn the stake, and I come out, and I'm laughing out of the arena, you know, and I see her over there, and she is trying really hard, and she just like turns around and takes off to the trailer. So she gets to the trailer before I do, and I ride around the corner, and I can see her trying to read the room, right? And she's like, how is she going to be? Is she going to be mad? And I get off, and I was like, oh my gosh, I almost fell off, Katie. And she busts out laughing. And so it kind of broke the monotony of the week being so stressful of what was riding on the week and stuff. So anyway, I was like happy to be in entertainment and happy to, you know, make everybody else look good.
It got really good after that. I mean, it was
pretty comical.
But you kind of broke the ice, and it's like, you know what? Anything can happen, so you might as well just
embrace it.
Do your job and hope it works out.
That's all you can do, because I mean, for him to have done something that crazy, I would have never. We'd have bet the farm that he would have gotten a time. Might have been a +5, but we'd have got a time. But we didn't get a time. And the announcer was like, well, that must have been her futurity
I
horse.
hate it when
and I was like, yeah, about 10 years ago.
Oh, that's a young one. And these ladies like to season their young horses, and you're like, get me out of here.
I'm just happy to be on his back and not hitting the dirt. So it was an interesting little night. But we had a great time, and horses worked great other than that. And it was fun to get to watch Katie do her thing. And
that is cool.
The Lord bless her, and her be humble and be a good winner.
That is cool. That's fun. So I know that your sister-in-law, right, is Halen.
Yes.
And so she's made the NFR.
She made it last year. This is her second trip.
So you're kind of surrounded by people that can help you navigate the chaos.
Yes.
The circus of Vegas.
Thankfully. I had so many people have given me great advice. I'm thankful for people that take time out of their day to help me, because that's the stuff I will remember, you know, like the chaos is a lot, but people that take time just to help me navigate through, that's what I really appreciate.
What are some of the questions you're asking your team of NFR qualifiers that you have?
So, you know, Jana's got a lot of questions. all over the board. Some is on what I'm gonna wear. She had to, already loan me.
Let's go to the most important thing first.
Yeah. Want to make sure I look good. Something else funny, because I'm pretty, country. I sometimes, because I didn't get enough shirts done with a couple of my sponsors, I'll pin them on. And we were on our way back, and Jana, she's never coached me in this department, but she said, yeah, you're not going to pin them on. We're going to get them on there, but they're not going to be pinned on. So stuff like that, just, have some great people influencing me there. And then rather to keep my horses off the grounds, on the grounds, where to stay, and everybody has, great opinions or ideas or what works for them. So also, navigating what's going to work good for me. So, and thankful I've found a good place to keep my horses, and I have an Airbnb not far from there. So very thankful.
Yeah. Nice. What are some of the things that you're like, you have to know this going into the NFR that you've been helping her with? Or need to. Maybe you haven't had that conversation yet. Yeah.
Well, I think one thing that we talked about a lot that night on the way home is she has to take care of herself, and she's going to have to let people help her instead of not trying to just take it all on, because it's very hard. We're so used to doing it all ourselves anyway. We're so used to take care of our horses and driving ourselves, just making sure we have such a routine with everything we do, and it gets disrupted at the NFR because you don't have a choice. You have to have help. You have to have somebody help you get your horses out there and through your signings and all your prior obligations before the rodeo that you don't even realize you have. And I think she's done a great job of delegating people to help her and giving people jobs, and I'm very proud of her for that. And her sister, they share horses all the time. They ride each other's horses. They tune on each other's horses. They're like 2 in 1. And so to have Larissa out there helping her with her horses and taking care of them, and then Cody is so on board, and he is just so ready to see her get to fulfill that dream of riding down the alley, that he has just been a huge integral part of her, I feel like, success this year. Nobody does it alone. I don't care who you are. You have to have help. And, it's been really kind of cool to watch the people come around to see, everybody that's wanted to just pitch in and help Katie, from her mother-in-law staying home and taking care of their place while they're gone, and her friends at home offering to feed, or anybody offering for a horse. I mean, it's just so neat to just see the goodness of people whenever a person is in need and they help somebody else fulfill their dream. I think it's a really cool experience to get to feel as if you're the one having it happen, or to be able to see it and be a part of it. And it's kind of funny. I have a book over there that it's kind of a Bible study type book. And last year I was reading that book before the circuit finals, and it really was speaking to me about Katie. And I was like, this is really odd. So I would share with her that night. Well, then last night I was reading it before the first round of our finals last night, and it said, sometimes the dream is not always about you. It's about you helping somebody fulfill their lifelong dream. And so that really, really spoke to me. And to just to have seen the full circle of it has been pretty cool. So, I mean, I've tried not to dictate what she needs to do or not do, because it's not me, and everybody's got to do their own thing. But I have any question that she has, I'm like, my phone is open all the time. Just call me, do whatever. But the main thing is take care of yourself. Let people help you that want to help you, but make sure that your team is on board for what you need done.
Yeah.
And, and I have told her, I said, go spend time with your horses. That's what got you there.
Yeah.
Spend time and enjoy your time that you do get to have with your horses. Now, Breck, my husband, is the one that took care of mine, and I'm telling you, I had such peace and comfort about him taking care of him, because he knew exactly what I wanted, and we could discuss it and we could talk about it, and that made me feel so much better about every round, because I knew my horses were prepped, they were ready, they didn't get off their routine. And Katie will have the same thing with her team behind her, and she's ready and set to go.
You're ready. Yeah. What are you most looking forward to with the NFR?
I would say the obvious. I'm ready to run at it every night. That's what I mean. I would say it's been my dream. There's been times that I've let it. It's always, been up there. But there's different times of different seasons. You're not sure that maybe that's where the Lord, for me, I'm going to say where the Lord was going to take me. And I've always really, over the last couple years, I've just been like, wherever you lead, Lord, I want to go. But if you're not in it, I don't want it. And there was times that I thought, if you'd have told me in 2024 that I was going to go to Calgary on the horse I did, I would have been like, no. I would have told you it was going to be a different horse or look different. But I think that's what trusting him is about. So, but yeah, I'm ready to run at him every night.
So you say that with such determination, and you also talk about being very peaceful.
Yeah.
And you're intuitive, you're peaceful, you keep God first. But then, my gosh, when you're talking now about going at him, you have this fire in you. So,
yeah.
You're not just, sitting there and, whatever happens, happens. You're going after wherever God has you in that moment for him.
Yes.
Full force.
Yeah. You can. Like, when you're supposed to be somewhere, yeah, you can go at it. But you can also, God can be calling you, to something and you run the other way like Jonah did,
Yeah.
So I would say you can go either one, but yeah, I'm super excited just to be able to go down that alley.
I'm excited. I love that I learned that about you. Now I'm going to be like, oh, she's got this. Yeah, she's excited. She's pumped. She's not, it doesn't seem like you don't get scared. You're not fearful. You're just, let me at him.
Yeah, and I have to thank all my, days back and all around when I tied goats and I breakaway and I team rope because I did some cutting, I did so many events, and I'm so thankful for. I was not the greatest barrel racer, and at that time had so many great people offer me horses, leased horses, ran their horses, but that wasn't my strong event. I would say goat tying and breakaway was, and in a way that helped prep me for that, because that's so much more on, I would say, on you. You can be a great jockey and do a lot, but I also know you can be the best jockey, and if you don't have that horse under you,
yeah,
you can only do the best with what you have. And I really did, I've really tried to be like, I want to run if I run a 3D horse, I want to run the 3D horse to his best ability and to mine, and appreciate it, because it's still hard to perform there and give the horse that, to show his potential, wherever that is. So really being also doing the best you can with what you have.
What do you think transitioned you from, the roper, goat tire, and not necessarily barrel racing being on your radar to now being an NFR barrel racer?
So I will say, I grew up, my mom trained barrel horses. I was always mounted great as a kid, and then my parents got divorced, and when we moved in with our dad, we couldn't take all the horses. That was kind of how we had to do it. And so my dad is probably my biggest support now, but then he worked all the time. There was 4 of us, we were expensive, so being goat tying and roping was better, plus it was hard. I kind of smile at this though, because I guess I would have been a sophomore, or no, it was been my junior year. I bought a horse named Chapo from Jana, and he was a great horse. He was young, and I was young, and I don't encourage my kids to buy young horses because it's hard. And I think the Lord put the connection there. Through that horse, I did not let him get to his full potential, but through that horse, I was able to get the horse I went to college finals on in the goat tying, and he was my head horse. He was a great horse, and I wouldn't trade getting that horse, and I ended up trading for that goat tying horse to, for that season. Yet the connection really tied me to Jana, and then all these years later, come back into her life at the right time. You know, I think back then I was like, I probably could have gotten in her rig then, but I wasn't ready then.
Yeah.
I needed to go be the goat tire I was. I wasn't the greatest, but I was pretty consistent, and I still love slamming some nannies. Don't get me wrong. If there's a goat out there, I'm gonna go run at it some. And then in breakaway, I just always knew I wanted to do the barrels. Breakaway wasn't as big, you know, like they didn't have all the things. You should just go to amateurs and stuff, and I've always wondered now if breakaway would have been as big as it is now, would I have gone that way? But I think the Lord knew what he was doing, and I was always supposed to, you know, run around some trash cans. Yeah.
That is interesting that, you know, you met Jana through that horse, and then now full circle, you guys are hauling together.
I mean, always knew each other, but I do believe that kind of, you know,
God planted the seed right there. I think
Yeah.
that's where God planted the seed.
Yeah.
And then we both had to go and do the things we've done to get back to where we're at now. And
Absolutely.
I'm just thankful she lets me be a part of her life. And I will say there was some struggles early. Was it 18 or 19? I don't know which.
When she was a teenager?
No, when we were rodeoing the first.
Struggles when she was a teen.
No, she was kind of struggling with some horses and the finances and things that were tough. And, you know, she was still fighting. She never gave up. She never gave up. She has no quit in her, no give up. She might regroup. She might take a step back and say, look, I got to figure out a different route, but I'm not quitting. I'm just going to figure out a different way. You know, there's multiple ways to skin a cat, or however you want to say it. And she figured out how to get to where she's at. But the main thing is she waited on the Lord to be able to provide for her the exact horse, the right time, in the right place to be able to do what she is now. And a lot of times when we get to do things that we're doing, we are being a witness for the Lord. We are where we are supposed to be because God's using us in that area. And I think he has Katie right where he wants her. And I will say, you know, through those times, my heart was very, you know, burdened for her a lot at times, because I just felt like I wanted her to win so badly, and I wanted her to succeed. And somebody that works that hard should be able to, you know, be blessed and see some success and see some fruits of their labor come to you know, pass. But I was praying for her one night, and God gave me a vision, and he showed me her sitting in the alley at the NFR. And I shared that with her. I don't know. I don't remember that. I just remember God giving me that vision that her time will come. And I think that's so important for the world to know, basically, is when it is your time, God will provide.
Yeah.
And you just have to be patient. You have to have faith. And if he says no, it's not because it's not going to happen. It's very possible it can happen, but when he does it in his time and in his way, it's so much bigger and so much better and such a better blessing.
Yeah. And it's someone else's time. And that's something I really like. I really want to celebrate other people's victories, and it's hard. It can be so hard when it's so competitive out here and stuff, but everybody gets their time. We treat it like, you know, oh, there's not enough. Yeah, life is short, but it's also really long. So I believe everybody, if you can just celebrate everybody's victories, like, yeah, some it seems like it lasts longer, some it's little, but you just never know. So that is something I've really tried to, I mean, how do you not talk about them? How do you not cheer for someone and their horses? Like, especially when they're on a roll. Nothing lasts forever. Time is fleeting.
And you never know what that person's been through to get to that point, or how, like, just whatever. It could be just so special for them in general, just to be where they're at in that moment. It's so humbling. The sport is humbling. Life is humbling. Like, sometimes, you know, we're just out here on our horses because it's the only thing that makes us smile.
Yes.
And so, in this, having that humanity, that compassion for humanity of the other competitors, even though we're all competitors, and I know you're going out there like, watch out, you know what I mean, move, they called my name, but you know what I mean, you're supposed to have that type of drive, but then also pair that with that compassion of, you know, this is hard for everybody.
It is.
And and be excited and kind of feed off of that energy when, especially somebody that you have a relationship with, but when anybody really wins.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I like that about the professional sport.
Yep.
You know, because I like that there's drive in you know, you guys, and then so you're out there to be, you know, do the best you can that day, but you're also on horses that could potentially break an arena record. So like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's really fun to watch that. So it's watch people that have drive, and then also that relationship with God, and then intertwine that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. What would you say what would your legacy be if you could leave one for other women in general, not just barrel racers looking up to you?
So she looked at you and I was like,
gosh, we do each other's. I cannot be asked any questions whatsoever. Like, I went to Bible study the other day and they're like, what is a nice word that describes you starting with A? And I'm like, yeah. So I looked at my friend, I'm like, can you do me and then I'll do you? Yeah. So you guys could do that.
Gosh, that's
I'll say, like I look at Jana, she's you know, to me, she's already left a legacy. I feel like she put so much time into her training program, you know, her brand, and with that being said, all the horses you've sold to, I want to say kids, but even horses you've sold to adults, that has connected you with people. And yeah, your legacy's there because of the time she's invested into people. Because I always go back and like, and it's hard to be in that, like, but it's about the people. We're out here for a greater purpose, and we forget it daily. I mean, for me, that's the end of the day. We love the win, but in 5 years, people aren't going to remember what rodeo I won. I'll remember, but they will remember if I talked to them, gave them a hug, looked them in the eyes. Like, and I fail daily. I don't always do it, but Jana does that. I mean, if you, we're in her trailer for a reason, not in mine. So,
yeah. I don't know, and I think Katie's would be that, you know, just to be as genuine and thoughtful and
not answer the phone. Oh, not that one.
No, she's so genuine and she's so thoughtful, but she is a fierce competitor, and she wants to win, and she wants to beat you on your best day. But if you beat her 30 days in a row, she's going to be just as happy for you as if she had won all 30 days. And that's hard to be that kind of a person inside and out. It's hard to be somebody that is as happy as she is for everybody. She's not jealous. She doesn't covet other people's things. She's not greedy. There's so many things about Katie that she loves the Lord. She gives her time to the Lord. If she gives you her time, she gives you her whole self. She's not the person that when she's giving you her time, if you need her and you call her, she puts her phone down and she doesn't listen to anything else besides your needs. Yeah. And that's hard to find anymore. There's not many people out there that have that much depth about them. And I would have to say that if Katie was going to leave a legacy, that it would just be one of love. Mm-hmm. She has love, she has compassion, and she has visions. And, you know, that's why she's where she's at. And, you know, and I think maybe one thing between the two of us is you never give up. You know?
Yeah.
We just don't ever give up. Good, bad, or ugly. We don't give up. And, you know,
and I would
God
say,
blesses that.
Yeah, in totally different personalities. But yeah, if there was a word, I would say it both fits us. Yeah, we're like, you know, I would say we sync well together, but like, and we're so much the same on some things. We can go to Chick-fil-A every day for 30 days in a row, like stuff, but you know, our personalities are different. But yeah, like yeah, and I want to encourage people, don't ever give up on, you know, on what you're chasing, because it you may not get it the time you want, or it may not look the way you want, but it could be better.
Yeah. I know if God would have blessed me with all the things I wanted when I was young, I would have not been near as appreciative. I wouldn't have cherished it like I do, and I wouldn't have met the people I needed to meet.
Yeah.
And, one thing that I would like to say is, I feel like we're all missionaries in our field if we allow ourselves to be.
Yeah.
And I think God will use us in whatever aspect we need to be used. And sometimes it is, if you're the one that got the no time, God's going to use you through that.
Yeah.
If you're the one that wins it and you allow God and you remain humble, you're going to be used through that. And I think that that's where it's all at.
It's just a trailer full of grit. You eat grits for breakfast.
Yeah. We do have a lot of fun, though. We do have a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
We can find some of the craziest things to have fun with.
Yeah. What's your advice on telling other barrel racers on how to be fearless or how to ride fearless?
You know what? My best advice that if I could have given myself a long time ago for anybody that wants to do it now is nobody remembers what you did except for you. And we all worry so much about what everybody else thinks, what they think about our horse, how we ride, what our time was, how bad our run was. Nobody remembers. I can't even remember who wins the rodeo most of the time, unless it's somebody that I care about the most, But you're the only one that it's such an emphasis on how you do. And so don't worry about what everybody else thinks. Live your life to fulfill your dreams and do whatever it takes to get there. And don't worry about what so-and-so's talking or thinking or how they're riding their horse or what they're riding in. Do what works for you. That's probably the best advice I could give.
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
Glad you ran with that one. I'm like, that's what she said.
Your advice to other barrel racers on how to ride or be fearless.
So, really liked what Jana said, so just cut that out. Edit.
I'll put your voice to it, she said.
Yeah, exactly.
What makes you ride fearless? What do you want to tell Jana when she's going in the alley to make a run here tonight at the third round of the Turquoise Circuit Finals?
Just take her word. She always told me to go fast. I'm like, go fast. Shout out. That's the main deal of the podcast.
That's okay. That's the main deal of the podcast. You had at least 4 days to figure this out.
I would, to tell someone to be fearless and do their best. When you run down the alley, you're in competition with no one but yourself, and think about how you're gonna, for me, it's think about how you're gonna ride your horse to do the best you can, no matter what kind of horse you're on, colt, seasoned horse. And it is hard, even for someone like me, when I'm thinking, oh, somebody might be watching. But if you are focused on that, then all your fear of what people are thinking or watching goes away, and you can just focus on you and your horse.
What's the pep talk you're going to be giving yourself when you're waiting in that alley? It's a long alley. You write yourself a book because they line you up when the catroping's still going on. So
she's kind of prepped me for this.
Yeah. But what do you? If you don't already, what are you going to be telling yourself in the alley? We want to know what you're thinking when they call your name and we see you on the screen.
When I'm when they call my name, I hope to be just thinking about where that approach is and how I need to get to my first barrel and ride my horse to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to call my name. That's what I am excited.
I did it! That's what she's gonna be thinking. I did it!
I'm excited.
Yeah. So, and I think that it's kind of crazy because I had someone ask me that. They said, I like the way you go down the alley. And they said, well, you know, where's your head at? And I just try to be thinking about my horse, how he feels lining up, that he's kind of in my hand. And, you know, I love, like, what I think Sherry Servey, is she the one that says wiggle the toes if you're kind of nervous? I mean, I heard that for years.
That's such a good one.
That is.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yes.
Because you don't even realize, like, you're getting tight, and then I'll start wiggling my toes and be like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just breaks your train of thought into something that's just like, oh, my toes are moving.
Yeah. And then I do, like, I usually will mumble, like, just peace. When you speak those words over you, whatever they look like, but encouragement words or peaceful words, they do help. So I do speak a lot of, you know, I would say positive things, just because I think if it's coming out of your mouth, it's going right back into your ears. So I will mumble stuff sometimes if people say they see my lips moving. That's usually what it is. So.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck tonight.
Thank y'all for including me.
Yes.
Of course. I don't think it could have been done without you.
No.
As Katelyn says, no one's path to success is traveled alone. And it's heartwarming to hear how much Jana helped her accomplish her dreams. Katelyn went on to win every round at the Turquoise Circuit Finals aboard just a DTF Frenchman, whom I am personally very excited to watch run down the alley at the Thomas and Mack. At least now we will all know what she is mumbling when we watch her walk down the alley at this year's National Finals Rodeo. Katelyn is full of grit, a love for God, and a relentless ambition to ride fearless.
I am Katelyn Scott, and I ride fearless.